We have a News 5 crime alert for you tonight. Each year, more than 180,000 guns are reported stolen in the U.S. That's just the number reported stolen. The total number taken, it's higher. Tonight, we are continuing our special series on stolen guns. News 5's Chad Petrie shows us what happens to guns after they're stolen.
So if your gun is stolen, the odds of you getting it back are very, very low. That's because it's just a hot commodity for thieves.
Generally, they're traded on the streets. A lot of times people will steal weapons in order to either sell them on the street or to straight trade them for narcotics.
We talk about gun crime a lot, but this study from the University of Chicago Crime Lab went a step further, interviewing nearly 100 jail inmates in Illinois, asking them where they got their guns.
This is insight we haven't gotten before.
I interviewed one of the directors of the study, the co-director of the Chicago Crime Lab, Harold Pollack, via Skype.
The gist of things, criminals usually get their guns from a pal, somebody they know.
But there's someone close to them who, in a position of trust, that they can turn to who can either buy that gun legally themselves or can get hold of an illegal gun that's been passed around.
And that gun can get passed around for years. Most stolen guns recovered have an average age of 10 years, but the average criminal only holds on to it for 6 months. Pollack says background checks when the guns are first bought have helped make guns tougher for criminals to get.
There's no one thing that's going to be the polio vaccine, but there are a lot of choke points that we can deal with to make it just a little bit harder to get an illegal gun.
That's why this underground economy exists, but it also makes it harder for law enforcement to track down the origins of a stolen gun.
If it's traded hands privately is where the disconnect begins. And so you might be able to trace a gun down that it was sold at a certain sporting goods outlet 10 years ago, but that gun may have changed hands several times since.
There's no way of knowing how many stolen guns are swapped around by criminals, but there are thousands that end up stolen every year. Coming up tomorrow, we'll show you how to keep your gun safe so it doesn't join that underground stolen gun economy. Chad Petrie, News 5.
Thanks, Chad. Well, Tennessee's governor has allowed a controversial firearms bill to become law without his signature. It allows public